Hey, everybody. Welcome to whatever number episode of the TexTenn Podcast.
I think it's
this
31.
is. I'm not sure
30,
what
30 or
number
31.
it is.
Yeah.
31? Cool. Keith is obviously here with me, and if you're watching on YouTube or whatever, you will also see we've got a special guest joining us this morning. This is my great friend, Randi Hamlyn. She is my other great friend, Sean Hamlyn's wife. Those of you that grew up around here know Sean Hamlyn. This is my friend Sean's wife, and she's going to join us today, and I'm awfully excited about what we're going to talk about with her. We're going to talk about all kinds of things. But Keith, I think Keith feels like, or I feel like Keith is going to rail on me on some football things for a few
wouldn't
minutes.
play tonight. Just want to talk about football.
Oh, you are?
I don't know why you got to be so defensive.
Okay.
Feel like I'm talking to my 12-year-old daughter right now. Like, good gosh, man. So first of all, welcome, Randi. Thank you for joining us. I appreciate you being here. It's really interesting. So you've had your brother and Randi on now. I have not had anybody on, and it's probably because I don't tell anybody that I have a podcast.
I know.
Like, nobody knows that I have it. So it's hard to have any of my friends on when I don't tell anybody.
Clay didn't tell me y'all have a podcast. I think I saw it on
but
Facebook.
he promotes it. Like, he'll post it. Like, I don't do it. Unless I did the Kurt.
Keith is, I think, embarrassed.
I just don't want to be the center of attention. And Clay loves being the center of attention. So it's awkward to throw it out there for me and be like, hey, look at what I did. Who the hell knows what I said? That's awkward because I don't know what I say. Like, when we hang up with this thing, I don't have a clue what just happened.
Yeah. Well, listen, I binged like 4 episodes yesterday. You say a lot.
That sucks. Did you ever watch it? So if you go back and watch the very first ones, I say a lot because Clay half the time would just sit there like, I'm not sure what I want to say. It's so
I still
funny
do that
because
occasionally. But I've also I've learned the word
it's very interesting. Absolutely.
Right.
So yeah, I do want to talk football real quick because who do you guys play this week? Are you guys off or no?
No, it's Red River Shootout.
Oh,
man.
you guys are
Oklahoma.
Stomped.
Mm-hmm.
Like, well, I mean, you guys always like play each other well.
No.
But you don't think
after the showing,
you don't think
Florida
that you guys are going to get stomped at all?
I'm hoping. I hope not. It could. Depends on which team shows up.
I mean, last week? What happened? I didn't get to watch that entire game. What happened last week?
The offensive line could not protect Arch. Oh, give me a break. He's showing a Gators cup. I said he was going to want to rail on me a little bit. His water tastes so
good for some reason. That's really strange.
The offensive line might as well have stayed in Austin because Arch Manning could not. He had zero time.
Man. He ran around like a chicken with his head cut off.
He played okay at times. But the one sure thing that the Horns have had all season was the best defense in the country.
Yep,
they stayed at home too.
But you guys did make Florida's defense look fantastic.
Horrendous.
Like they're top 5 team right there. You guys made them look awesome. But yeah, I mean, don't you love that cup though? I mean, it's great.
No, I don't like your cup.
I love Amazon, how quickly they can get you everything. It's just fantastic.
Randy, I know the answer to this. I know your husband, who has probably never watched a college football game.
No.
Is that correct?
Right. We watch the Super Bowl every year so we can be relevant when people talk about the commercials.
That's fair.
Yes,
Literally, I make snacks and we have a party and that's our extent. Brigham's in football, but I don't know anything about it.
Brigham is in 7th grade?
8th grade.
8th grade at Sinton, and he's playing football.
Yep.
Does he love it?
He does love it, but he loves like the camaraderie and the team aspect of it. He's a big kid, and so he's on the line, and he gets beat up a whole lot. He doesn't whine about getting beat up, but he was like, I feel real old. My body hurts. I don't think I love that.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
Clay, you played football, right, Clay?
Yeah.
I did not.
Yeah.
My parents wouldn't let me.
Luckily, I'm fairly unscathed. I don't I got out of there with no injuries. I've got friends that are beat up.
Did you play all the way through, Clay?
I did.
Okay. Sean quit freshman year. I think he was done after the freshman year.
Yes,
See,
that's
I
right.
wanted to
Quit.
play
That's when he
really,
quit.
really bad, but my parents were like, "Yeah, not until you get older, because like if you get hurt, like you can permanently hurt yourself. Like let's not do that." So they just absolutely, and they were just kind of a little bit ahead of the time as far as like, hey, like use your head. Plus, I mean, the equipment back when we were playing, Clay, was not good. It was not good equipment.
No.
Yeah, I know. All that stuff was so big, you know. And now I assume the technology has gotten a lot better. I still don't know how you protect.
Yeah, I mean, look at
people's brains. Yeah, I mean, what more can you do to a helmet other than put padding in it? And you still hit somebody at that speed, and
yeah,
you know, it can be dangerous.
Well, so I'm excited to watch the. Well, I probably won't get to watch it. We're traveling all over Houston playing soccer this weekend, but I'm excited to watch or hear about Oklahoma beating Texas. It's going to be great. Like this game last week could not have made me happier.
They could.
Like
it could
I've
happen.
never cheered for the Gators before. I cheered for them last week. That's fantastic. I was so excited to be able to buy this cup. Like it's fantastic. But see, I wanted to be able to bring it in instead of just having it on the wall like you. Like I wanted to be able to just bring that bad boy in and be like, that tastes good.
Randy, Tennessee, his Tennessee team in baseball lost to Kentucky. Lost the Kentucky series this past year, and he was so certain that Tennessee was going to blow Kentucky out. Well, they didn't, and Kentucky beat them. And so quickly, I somehow got a Kentucky flag. I've got it laying over there right now still.
Yeah, and
hung it on my wall behind me. And he just pouted the whole episode that Kentucky flag was back there.
I'm not fully convinced you're from Tennessee. I mean, I lived in Tennessee for a good while, and like you don't sound like anybody I ever met in Tennessee.
First of all,
you can have the cup all day long, but I don't know what happened to your accent.
I was born in Northwest Indiana, right? So raised by Yankees. Moved down when I was like 5, turned 6 in Tennessee. But now, you know, when you go down that hollow down there, you can sound pretty redneck. You know, it's not that hard. You just gotta get down in there and hang out with your redneck buddies. So I can sound redneck. I just and when I'm in East Tennessee, I definitely find myself sounding more redneck, you know, sounding more country.
You do.
It depends on who you're hanging around, right? So, like the friends that I have that have very thick accents, I will start talking more like them, and then when I'm with people that aren't, I talk less like that. But no, I have a very just like no accent really. I mean, it's just kind of neutral, right?
Right.
When were you in Tennessee, Randy?
Sorry, I just kicked my tripod. When was I there? See, I think 05, 06, something like that. I got a job. I got a marketing job for a company up there, and I moved to Nashville. I was there 8 months, 9 months. So Sean and I got engaged, and then I got this job, and I was like, I got to go. I'll come back and marry you, but I am going to go do something else other than...
Oh, no kidding. I didn't know that.
Yeah, I was not enamored with living in Robstown.
All you Robstown people out there, they're going to watch this.
Why not, Randy? Why not?
Yeah, I just wasn't. And I thought, this is a cool thing. I'm going to go do it. And Sean's like the most secure guy in the world. And he was like, okay, go. We'll get married when you get back. And so we did.
Cool. Yeah. So was it Nashville, or was it like around Nashville?
Yeah. I lived in Nashville proper, but I marketed from Nashville, like all of Middle Tennessee.
Yeah. So I grew up in East Tennessee. So I grew up in Oak Ridge. And then the day that I graduated high school, went to Knoxville. Then we lived there until 2015.
Which they call Knoxville.
And then also Maryville is what you guys would call it, but it's Merville.
Merville. Yes.
Yeah, everything's a vul, not a vil, right? So you got to say it correctly. Yeah,
never a vil, always a vul.
Yep.
Yeah.
So, I definitely grew up there. Moved down here in 2015. So I just,
Okay.
But so I'm an anti-Texas fan. If you couldn't tell, just never liked Texas because they're not the real UT. We are, and even according to the SEC, we are the real UT. They are not. We were around a lot longer than they have been around, so they're just super arrogant.
Yeah, but Texas has made a splash.
Yeah, but
does
when's the last time they won the World Series,
right?
Clay?
Last year.
Did they? Oh, that's right. Shit. I was thinking Texas A&M. God, gee.
Nice try, dude.
Ask
I was
another
thinking
one.
A&M. I was thinking because we beat A&M.
Yeah, what else you
Dang
got?
it. That's right, because you stole A&M's coach. I still don't understand how that happened. How'd that
Well,
yeah,
that was a touchy subject, but
so Texas is got all the money in the world. You guys did not use that money to buy an offensive line, obviously. But Texas is good in all the sports, kind of like Tennessee. But I mean, Texas has more money than anybody except for I think Ohio State. Which again, Ohio State, how do they have the most money?
it's probably not. Yeah, I don't know. It's probably not right. I don't know why Ohio State would have more,
but they spent more for football this year than you guys did. Maybe you could have got some of their offensive linemen if you would have paid a little more.
We may need to hit that transfer portal next year.
So yeah, I mean it's interesting watching college sports. Obviously, it's very interesting watching it on the Texas-Tennessee level, but then also like on the TAM-UCC level, how the transfer portal and money has completely changed everything. Yeah, and
it's completely
it makes
different.
it so if you got the money, you can compete. And again, I don't know exactly where all of Tennessee's money is coming from, but they have used it exceptionally well because softball, soccer. I don't know if they still are number one, but they were number one. The women's soccer was number one. Tennessee basketball, football, baseball, all the sports are doing really, really well. So it just shows that if you use your money wisely, like you can be really good. But if you don't have any money, you just can't anymore. Like it's really strange. Very, very strange.
It's true.
So
okay.
Oh, hang on.
Speaking of money, I want to talk about Indigo Lane.
Did you see UCLA beat Penn State? They thought they were to go 0-12.
Beat Penn State, yes.
So Nico, our old quarterback, went to UCLA. He left us in the middle of the night, just like Lane Kiffin did. Went to UCLA, lost his first 4 or 5 games, and then beat like the number 3 team in the country or something like that. That was 2. Like that was freaking.
I think they were number 2.
So now that I got that out of the way, Indigo Lane. Let's talk about Randi. Who are you? What do you do? Tell us.
I'm just a girl making bags.
There you go.
And raising babies. Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, no, I just started making bags and I didn't have any intention of having a business with it, but I posted on Instagram and people would buy it. And it shocked me for like 2 years that somebody would go, "Hey, can I buy that?" And I'm like,
"That's
really?
Interesting.
Okay. And then I would just make another one.
What kind of bags are you talking about? Are you talking about purses?
Tote
talking
bags.
about
leather bags.
Okay.
Leather
Tote
bags. So
gotcha.
Clay, you'll appreciate this. People always ask me, "How did you get into leather?" Well, when y'all were kids, Steve and Sean made all their tack.
Interesting.
Okay.
Of course.
By hand. Yeah, by hand.
Of course.
I was already kind of sewing things, and Sean was like, "You know what? I think I'm gonna, Dad's wanting to get into leather work again. I think I'm gonna look around and see about a sewing machine." So he's drinking beer one night and internet shopping, which Sean doesn't do, by the way, at all.
That's hysterical.
At all. And he buys this machine from Canada.
Hey, don't you know?
It's like 400 pounds. And he buys it. He uses his credit card, buys it online, and then the next day they contact him and they're like, "We need somewhere to deliver this thing. We can't deliver it to your house." So they had it delivered to Robert Pinkerton's shop, I believe. Yeah.
Shop. Yeah.
And anyway, we had the thing for 3 years before either one of us knew how to use it. It just sat there because it just
Really? That's funny.
So anyway, one day I was like, surely I could figure this out. And there were some timing issues on it. And I made a couple of things. It wasn't great. Sean came home and tinkered and got it all fixed up. And that's how I started using it. Steve never sewed a stitch on that thing, by the way. He never, no.
He didn't.
That's funny.
Steve is Randy's father-in-law who passed away a year. It's a little more than a year.
2 years ago.
Pushing 2 years.
October 1st was 2 years. Yeah. So, yep.
So, okay. So you just decided like, hey, I want a bag, I want a purse. I'm just going to make one.
yeah, I was going to Vegas with a girlfriend on a buying trip for her store out of Bernie. And I was like, I'd like a nice leather bag. So I went to Tandy in town, the leather people, and bought some leather. And I thought I could figure this out. And I made a tote bag big enough, like when you go through TSA and to see if your bag will fit and have that box, well, I just made a tote bag that would fit in the box. And that's the first one I made.
Okay, so you said you went to the leather people. There's just like leather people in town, just like selling cowhide?
Yeah, so Tandy is one of the probably the largest leather wholesaler and retailer in the state. They're out of Fort Worth, maybe the largest in the country, actually. And they have a store over by Sprouts.
In Corpus?
In town where Sprouts is, and Jason's.
In Corpus.
Yeah,
really?
Jason's Deli.
That shows you what I know.
Yeah. Yeah, they have a store there. I mean, I don't buy from them as much anymore. I buy from their corporate office out of Fort Worth. But yeah, I just go there and I asked a bazillion questions and annoyed the employees there to no end with all my questions.
Who knew that there was a nationwide wholesaling company of leather? I mean, obviously it makes sense, but I had no idea. There you go.
Yeah. Yep.
So
it's them.
I guess my question would be, Clay, when we raised the cattle on the property over there by Diamond B, we are just don't say no for a second.
We're not doing that.
Have an open mind. When we raise the cattle, like, can we take that leather and just give it to Randi and so she can make something cool for us? Or is that cool?
No.
My answer to your question is I don't know. I'll let Randi handle this fake conversation that we're having.
Okay, so I'm going to say this. If y'all raise cattle together, it's going to be like Sean and I raising cattle together. And I don't do anything.
100%. Mm-hmm. Like, I'm not doing anything. To be clear, like, I'm doing nothing. I mean, if I was out there, I would do something. Yeah. Like, I'd go out and look at them every once in a while, but,
Yeah, I take pictures of them at Golden Hour.
Yeah, I would totally do that.
Because they look so beautiful. But that's it. No, so I think the closest thing to doing that is like when people harvest like an axis deer or something and they go get their hide tanned and they bring it back to me. But I don't tan hides. I don't do any of that. People for a while thought that we raised cattle for me to make purses. That would be a cool story, though. That hardy.
Like we could get you like an AI cattle farm that makes it look like you're walking out there amongst the cattle, and then like we can make that story happen. It's fine.
So one of my girls had a dream. She's hysterical. Anyway, she had a dream about an infomercial for our company, for Indigo Lane. And the infomercial was me in the middle of the cattle. And the tagline was, "From our farm to your
arm." Good. That's really good. That's pretty good. Really good. I like that.
It's pretty good.
From our farm to your arm.
Pretty terrible. I think PETA would be on us.
Just to make that true would be a lot of work.
But we don't have to be afraid of PETA anymore. Yeah. Remember, like that stopped when Trump got voted in again. So we don't have to be afraid of him anymore, unless you're in Portland, because then you might have problems. Apparently.
All right, so
Oregon
not
or Texas.
Yeah, they're having all the riots out there.
I didn't know anything about that.
All right, so Randi, tell us what you do at you have a store in Sinton. And in that store, you are making bags and selling bags,
so like,
right?
When you walk in, it's the retail storefront. And the idea behind it, I've had this thought for years. This was always the goal, was to have a storefront where you could walk in and see us making bags. Almost like when you go to Krispy Kreme. Like you can watch them make donuts. And people love that. So you can walk.
Sure.
Do you remember Bob Hayes, Western Wear, and Alice? Clay?
I can't.
Okay.
It sounds familiar. That would have been a long time ago.
I don't know if this
was
like open to everybody or just my dad or what. But you'd go into Bob Hayes and they had a guy back there that it was a Western wear store and they sold boots and all kinds of stuff. But there was a back room where a man repaired boots and tack and all kinds of stuff. And as a little kid, I was enamored. So when my business grew, and I was like, it's time to have a public-facing storefront of some sort, because people were wanting to come to my house and I was sewing in my laundry room and that was not cool. So anyway, it's both. You walk in, you can watch us make, you can hear the girls hammering rivets down, you can see them cutting stuff. People come in all the time. In fact, right before this call, a lady and her dad came in and designed a bag for her sister. that wasn't like what we already had. She wanted a concealed carry thing, and she wanted different straps. And
that's cool.
We do a lot of that. Mm-hmm.
How long do you have just a cookie cutter line of bags, or is every one of them different?
We have a cookie cutter set of we've got our totes, we've got our this is like a lady bag right here. Like this little bag is a pony bag. We've got stuff. But then a few weeks ago, a guy came in and said, "Can you make these double shell bags?" We don't make those, but now we do.
Those are shotgun shell bags.
So we didn't make these 2 weeks ago.
That's cool.
But we do now.
That's so cool.
It's it's full service.
Interesting.
If you bring something in, I'm not going to tell you no. Let me look at it and figure it out, see if we can get it patterned. And if we can, and we can do it well, then we'll make it for you.
I don't mean, if cookie cutter is not the right phrase, I don't mean to. Okay. So a medium cookie cutter bag, how long does it take you to make one?
I mean, if we're, let's say like this week, we were cranking out fanny packs. We had to do 20 fanny packs. I mean, you do them all at once. You cut them all at once. You do all the zippers, all that stuff. I think we got 20 of them done in 3 days.
Okay.
Yeah. From cutting the hides to installing zippers to assembling the bag. So yeah, about 3 days. You mentioned the other day that you had at one point, you had expanded and were in a bunch of stores in several different states. Tell us more about that. There's a lady here locally that has been a sales rep for a clothing line for 30 years. And she's done so well. She helped build that company. She's just, with the amount of experience and knowledge that she's got, I mean, I could get a college degree on it. So as far as the wholesale business goes. So I called her a few times to get some advice. She was very busy, too busy to talk to me multiple times. So I'd wait a few months in between and then call her again. And I feel like I'd want to barf because she didn't have time for me. And she was probably annoyed, but I really needed some information. So I called her again. And finally, she was like, "Okay, do you have just some pictures?" I was very quickly telling her what I do. I have a leather manufacturing business. I'm not sure if I want to retail, if I want to wholesale, if I want to white label. What do I want to do? And she said, "Send me some pictures." So I sent her the link to my website. And she was like, "Oh, you do this?" I said, "Yeah."
It's real.
I'm not crafting. I do this.
I've been trying to tell you.
And she was like, "Okay, well, I'm going to market in Dallas in 2 weeks. Get me a collection." I believe it was 4 products and 5 colorways. At that point, it was just me and a very part-time college girl who's extremely talented, but still, there's just 2 of us. And anyway, I got the collection together and sent it with her to Dallas. And within months, we were in 100 stores in 5 states. And you gotta picture, I was homeschooling still, and not homeschooling because of COVID. We just were a homeschool family. I had 2 kids. We were homeschooling, and my shop was in my garage, which was my laundry room. And I just started, I would go to church and I would find somebody that looked like they might be handy. And I would go, "Hey, do you want a job? Do you want to come sew for me?" And they would be like, "Okay." And I just trained all these moms to sew. And yeah, that's what we did. And it was a lot of work. We stayed with that group for 18 months. And I finally was like, man, this is just not what I want to do. Not because working with them was so terrible, but there was so much I didn't know, and how to make it efficient, and how to make the margins I needed to make. I jumped in, set my prices, and did a poor job of that. So we pulled back, and we just strictly did retail for a while. And then somebody approached me. Multiple people have approached me about wholesale, and I don't say yes very often, because I want it to be a store that gets our brand, that wants to sell a ton of it and get on board. I understand that. Knock it out of the park. Yeah.
Sure. And you are the very best at doing that for your business.
Right. You know how that goes.
I think that's right.
Yeah. So I want to talk about the fact that you homeschool your kids. You obviously love your kids more than I love mine, because there's absolutely no way.
No, I just wanted them to have a broader view of the world than they were going to have sitting in a classroom. I mean, I like the idea of it, right?
I like the idea of it. I could not do it because one, I can't. I'm not a good teacher, right? Like I'm just not a good teacher. But two, both of my kids, like somebody is going to end up crying before the end of the day, like every day. Like it would probably be me.
I also.
Yeah.
That's a mom and dad thing though, because my daughter was in first grade. Clay, you'll love this. She's in first grade, and I was sitting down doing school with her, and I had an appointment that day, and Sean was going to be home for the afternoon. So I was like, hey, you bang out math with her. I'm going to go to this appointment. She's first grade math, y'all. So I'm packing up my stuff, and he's sitting at the table with her, and he's explaining something to her, and I guess she didn't do it right. And y'all, I mean, Sean's a guy. He's a man's guy. And he says to her, what's the deal? Are you done or what?
Oh my God.
So of course, I throw it in reverse.
That's
and
Sean.
Like, hey,
Sean,
you can't do that. And he's
spoiler
like,
alert.
What did you just say?
You can't say that. Spoiler alert. Like that's. It doesn't matter if they're in first grade or in senior year. Like that's probably something we probably shouldn't say. I'm going to go on a limb and say that was not a successful strategy.
In defense of my friend Sean, of course he said that.
Because I turned to him and I'm like, what is wrong with you? And he's like, what? Did you see the problem? And I'm like, hey, Brent.
Randy, I mean,
Randy,
like I'm just like I see it.
She's not. Oh, okay. In defense of my daughter, so my kids have been in school now since their second year of public school. She walked into public school as a freshman, knowing nobody, and she was 11th in her class last year. So she's not dumb.
Wow,
that's
very good.
Yeah, that is so funny.
Good gosh. Obviously, that's true.
So,
and well-mannered, both of them are,
because I whip them every day.
There you go. That's the way you got to do it, right?
No.
Yeah, I'm sure.
They're taller than me. Have you seen them, Clay?
It's been a little bit. When I saw that football picture of Brigham the other day, I mean, my goodness, you're right. He is big. And I saw him. Him and Sean were in here. I don't know. It's been 6 or 8 months ago. And he was not that big.
No.
He's had a growth spurt over the last little bit.
Gosh.
So anyway, but the homeschooling them and work just is kind of one of those things where you're in it and you just go like, I'm in it. You just make it work. And to my employees' credit, like everybody just filled my gaps when I had them. Like if I had to stop and.
How many employees do you have?
7.
That's fantastic.
At the time, I was going like 5 to 7 at the time, just depending on like what projects we were working on. But yeah.
And is everybody sewing, or is somebody packing boxes, but I mean, are you sewing online?
No, not necessarily. Yes and no. Yes, we have the website, but more so the online is like people call me and say, hey, I want this bag or that bag, and I FaceTime them. I FaceTime strangers all the time on my cell phone.
That's so funny. I FaceTime strangers. I'm like, hey, you want to FaceTime real quick? That's really funny.
I'll FaceTime you.
Well, and also, I don't know if you know this, Clay, but I'm legally deaf. And that's, yes.
No,
and
I didn't know that.
That's one of those things that has progressed over time. It hasn't always been that way. And so I would prefer to FaceTime because I can read your lips and I can read your facial expressions.
Read lips.
So, yeah.
There you go.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Okay. That's very interesting. When has that always been? Did it start when somebody shot a gun off next to your head or something?
Yep. And my dad was a big hunter, and we were in the deer blind every time we could be. And he hunted every weekend of season, whatever it was. We did the skeet shooting, all the things. No ear protection, none.
Yeah.
No ear protection.
And I had a lot of ear infections as a kid, and it does degrade your hearing. I had a lot of ear infections. And then on, I don't know, I think it was like 30, maybe, we were at Schlitterbahn, and I got water in my ears, and like the water will go down, and you kind of feel muffled. It never went away. It just never went away.
Oh, my gosh.
And I was like, God, what is happening? And I went to the doctor, gave me antibiotics. I'm still not okay. Went back like a month later, and they were like, "Oh yeah, no, this is it." And it's gonna like by the time you're 50, you'll be full blown like,
jeez,
yeah. Okay. So
that's terrible. Yeah, no joke.
Take care of your
ears and eyes, man. Like,
yeah,
yeah, really,
big deal. Yeah.
It's something I at least think about these days. When Dad and I went bird hunting the other day, I got way away from my gun case and realized I've got earplugs in that gun case, but it was too far to walk back to the truck to get them.
Like
so
on
here
the
we
lawnmower.
But it is something I think about.
Yeah,
anyway.
never think about it. Yeah,
when
we
were young, were you wearing earplugs?
Yeah. So, okay. Well, what else?
Randi, I told you the other day that I've got a story about your mother-in-law, Kay Hamlyn, who is one of my favorite people, and I think after 30-something years, if you listen to this, I just need you to know that I've been harboring and holding this in for, I think it happened when I was in the 7th grade. Kay worked at the middle school where Sean and I went to school, and there was a project, a homework, something that I needed, and I had left on the kitchen table at my house, and so I went into a panic and found Kay, and I said, "Miss Hamlyn, could you please take me to my house to get whatever that was?" And if for whatever reason she said yes, but we have to go right now. I don't know. I don't know what she had coming up, but she said, yes, I can do it, but we've got to go right now. And so, and I was talking to Jamie about this last night, telling her this story. This was in whatever year, 1989, 1990, when evidently anybody could just run out the school with either an adult or not an adult. But anyway, off Kay and I go, headed to my house. Well, we're on 624, and I don't know how fast she was going, but we got pulled over, and she got a ticket, and she was just in tears over this thing.
Airing it to the world.
You cannot tell anybody
on
about
YouTube
this.
forever.
So, Kay, I have held this in as long as I can. I can't take it anymore. I'm telling the world that
she's gonna die.
You got a ticket that day.
I'm
terribly
so
sorry.
Like
that is funny.
I've been holding that in for that many years.
Man, it sure feels good to breathe without harboring that story anymore. My gosh, I didn't tell Sean. I didn't tell anybody. I didn't tell my parents.
Ticket.
I should have told my dad. Said, "Dad, pay for this.
So
pay. You owe Miss Hamlyn a speeding ticket
because I'm going to call him out since he's called her out publicly. You should actually pay her that money back with all the interest for the last 30-something years, Clay."
Yeah.
Like, I need to. Maybe I need to. Hopefully she took defensive drugs. No, I don't doubt she did.
Oh my
I don't know what she did.
So Keith, my mother-in-law, it does not surprise me that she did this. Just pull you out of school. She is just that lady to this day. Like, if you need something, let's do it. Like, she's the lady. She's on it. We've been so busy. Sean and I have been so busy with work, and we live about 35-ish minutes away from my shop. And I'm here early because Brigham has football. Like, we're here so early. I'm gonna have the shop at 6:30 every morning. And my mother-in-law will just like surprise us with food. Like, I'll get home from work and there'll be a hot meal on my stove, and she'll have done my dishes.
Do you want to send her my address?
Yes.
Or should I?
How nice. How great.
I'm not going to share her.
Now, jeez.
No, she's amazing.
Either.
That's
she's
great.
amazing.
So one thing I don't understand, and obviously people do it all the time. So for us, so I have my in-laws across the street, literally across the street. My wife's grandparents, 50% of the year, live next door to us. So my kids' great-grandparents live next door, grandparents live across the street, and my parents live about a mile and a half away. So we have grandparents everywhere to help when we need help. I don't understand how people do it without without that. I mean, we wouldn't be able to find babysitters often enough, I don't think, for some of these really busy seasons of our lives. Like, I don't know how people do it. It's absolutely amazing to me. And obviously people do it every day. But like you talking about your mother-in-law, like, it's huge, right?
Yeah. I literally could not do what I've done without her. She's that important to my daily operation that I couldn't have done it all these years without just her coming in clutch. Yep.
It's with with my wife's grandparents next door, like when they go back to Alabama for the summer, when they go, I'm like, geez, because like there can be like, I can just need to go do something real quick. And it's like, hey, go next door. Like, don't even think about it, just go, because they're there. Like, go, 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 go. So yeah, like I get it. Like, it's just like, how do you do it without them? It's amazing. Yep.
You make community.
Yeah, that's
people
the only
make
way,
community.
right?
They find people. They meet people at church.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
That's how they do it. So, all right.
Randi, at some point, were you and Lisa, Keith, Lisa is Randy's sister-in-law, were you and Lisa designing bags and clothes and things together or not?
Lisa has her own. She's got a Lucky Star art camp, which is a week-long ladies art retreat, and she's done that for I think 12 years. I have made things for her for her art camp. Yes, and
you've made things for her.
I've taught there. Yep.
Maybe that's what I was thinking about.
Yeah, and she's super creative. Yeah.
I always wanted to be creative, but gosh, I don't have a creative bone in my I don't have a creative bone in my body. Like, not even a little bit.
I'm not.
Obviously, as I've gotten older, I've just realized it. But then I watch my daughter, who's pretty much good at anything, and then she can also draw. I'm like, that's not fair. Like, it's just not fair. It's just like.
But you've got other strengths.
Oh yeah,
like,
absolutely.
Are you handy?
Yeah, absolutely. But it's like I always wanted to be able to sing. Can't. Spoiler alert. And wanted to be able to draw. Can't. Spoiler alert. So yeah, I find myself, I look at people like that, I'm like, man, like, and it's not like I'm jealous. I'm just like, man, that's impressive, because I can try as hard as I want. I can't sing, right? Like, you can give me as many voice lessons as you want. It's not gonna make it better. So yeah, no,
I don't know. Let's hear
it.
I think let us be the judge.
I think we're good. I did. No, I'm good. I did.
You tried to get me to sing Red last week. Why don't you do it? Why don't you do it?
So
I thought you were going to do it. I
Randy
listened to that
texted me. She's like,
yesterday, and I was
"It was a Swiftie." I was like, "I know, right?" Oh my gosh, we talked about you for 20 minutes on the way out to San Antonio. The fact that Mr. Clay likes Taylor Swift. Graham's like, "No, he doesn't." I'm like, "Oh, he does." Yeah. He went and watched the movie.
Yeah.
No, you don't have to qualify it.
You gotta qualify that. I don't know all of this later
I'm with
stuff.
You, Clay. I'm with you. I like the older stuff. Yeah, and I was thinking yesterday, I was like, okay, when I get home, I got to tell Sean
so
and Clay's a Swiftie, and I totally forgot.
I can probably
didn't get to tell it.
Sean was not surprised.
I was shocked.
Oh,
shocked.
No, okay.
I think he's gonna laugh.
Oh yeah,
and be like,
exactly.
What the hell? Yeah.
So I told Annabelle as well. So we're in the car, right? And I'm telling Annabelle, and she's looking at me. She's like, "Mr. Clay?" I was like, "Yeah, Mr. Clay." She goes, "The guy with the tractors?" I was like, "Yeah, the guy with the tractors." She's like, "He likes Taylor Swift?" I was like, "Yeah." And she's like, "That's awesome."
Yeah.
Like she's like processing it really slowly, and then she's like, "That's awesome."
Yeah. Her old stuff
Her
is
new
great.
stuff is so vulgar.
I love it.
Nuts.
I agree.
Oh,
I haven't heard. But Mom walked in the other day saying, "Oh my gosh, I can't do
Annabelle
anymore.
had to get the clean version of all these things.
I haven't heard any of this
because they are like her last 2 episodes. So we were at the Tammy CC basketball game last year. They were giving away a Taylor Swift CD. My old minivan happened to have a CD player in it. So she won it. Out of all the people at this place, there was some like trivia game, and she beat all these college students at this trivia game, which was hysterical. Yeah. So we're at a Tammy CC basketball game, Annabelle does this trivia thing against all these college students, wins this Taylor Swift CD, right? So I put it in the minivan on the way home. It was the most vulgar thing. Like, rap is not as vulgar as what Taylor Swift that episode was. And this one's apparently just as bad. Oh, it's terrible.
No.
I was like, what? Like, she drops the F-bomb like it's going out of style. I'm just like, why?
I haven't heard any of that.
I don't.
But.
Huh. Yep.
Maybe that's what
bad,
Mom was upset about. Mom was saying, I don't even want Sarah Kate and Beth listening to this.
What it was now, what it was to us.
Yeah.
Like, it's totally lost its power. With my kids being in public school, you hear, you sit in the stands, you're watching, and it's like,
it's nuts.
You just hear it. Like,
you hear, like when my son was playing 8U basketball, you would hear the players saying F you to each other. And I'm just like,
yes.
We had a player say F you to us parents. Like, and then the ref didn't do anything. I was like, I literally was looking around like, did anybody else just hear that kid scream F you at us? No. Like, that was crazy. Yeah. No, it's...
Yeah. Brigham had a game like 2 weeks ago. They were playing a team more south than us. And this kid that he kept having a block, like, lusted on him and grabbed Brigham's helmet and ripped it off. I thought he was going to hit Brigham with it. I was like, oh my gosh. Anyway, the kid's screaming at him, but of course we don't know what he's saying. So after the game, I'm like, hey, what happened? Like, what was going on? Yeah. He's like, Mom, don't whip me, but I'm going to tell you what this kid said. And it was just a tirade of all these things. And then I go, well, what did you say to him? And he said, I just kept saying, bro.
You got to chill, bro. Chill. That's funny. That's funny.
It's wild.
Yeah, it really is. Like, Graham and I actually were talking about this last night. He goes, the number of kids that I see their parents, like, of my friends, like at baseball, where I see their parents cussing and then they cuss back at their parents. He's like, it's just nuts. And he's 10. I was like, and Clay, can you imagine cussing at your dad when you were 10 years old? My head would have come off my body. No,
I would have been.
Would you cuss at your dad now?
I mean, I wouldn't have survived that. No. I mean, that's the other thing. I might,
but not a lot.
Well, I might get a little more salty than I did when I lived with him.
It blows me away. Like, no, my parents. I've heard my dad cuss a handful of times in my 45 years. I heard my mom cuss for the first time this last summer while we were on vacation. It was hysterical. Oh my gosh. It happened in front of my kids and everything. I laughed for half an hour. It was great.
I mean,
it was great.
Sometimes it just slips
Yeah,
out.
it was great though.
Sometimes.
Trace cussed in front of Dad one time when Trace was about, I don't know, he was 4 or 5 years old is the way I understand the story. It was Trace, my dad, and my grandfather that had been putting out hay for the cows and had all that hay in the back of the truck, and they got done and Dad and Trace were sweeping the back of the truck out, probably more Trace than anything. And Dad and my grandfather were talking, and I think Trace had this little bitty broom or something. And the way Dad tells the story is as he was talking to his dad, who was leaning against the truck bed, he kept feeling Trace bump his foot with this broom. And finally Trace said, Dad, would you move your damn foot?
Yeah.
That's great.
Yeah.
That's great. And again, this is Dad telling this story. He says, I looked at Trace like, what in the heck? Where did you learn? And was about to really get on him. And then he felt the truck bed shaking, and he looked at his dad, who's just leaning against the truck, laughing. And so it's just kind of
son, yes, I will.
Yeah, well, I guess I will move my foot.
Hysterical. Golly, that's great.
That's one of Dad's favorite stories to tell. That's the only time I ever hear Dad say "damn" or anything, is when he gets to tell that story.
Evan is 16.
Oh gosh,
Randy, how old is Evan?
She's 16. She got a driver's license.
Is she
passed
driving?
the test on Tuesday. It's been a whole thing at the house, but she passed her test. This morning, she drove to school.
Oh, yay.
In her own pickup behind me.
Oh, nice.
And we were on our AirPods the whole time for me to be like, hey, don't slow down in front of people when you pass them. They're going to be mad at you.
That's funny.
Keep going. So we did that today. Yeah. And I don't cuss at my children, but listen, I thought I'm a homeschool mom. I could teach her to drive. We could do this. I cussed.
As it turns out, I do cuss in front of my children.
I do. And I'm not proud of it. I'm not bragging about it. I'm just saying, and it definitely happened. And I'm like, I can't. I finally told Sean, like, I don't want to do this again. I don't want to play this game. I can't do this.
That's hysterical.
Like, I fear for my life.
That is hysterical. That's great.
Yeah.
So did she go to,
No.
She went to a driving school for?
He told me I had
for
to
it,
teach
or
her,
did
so I
Sean
did
teach
it.
her?
Oh, wow.
And I didn't want to. Yeah. He's like, I'm never with her. You're going to have to deal with it.
Oh,
I'm
really?
Like, okay.
Yikes.
So anyway, we got it done. She took the test 3 times, and 3rd time was the charm. Yeah. I was like, oh.
Oh, good.
Hey,
Yes.
sometimes it takes
She
more
did
than
it.
one.
Time.
So
Congratulations, Evan.
funny
That's
story.
fantastic.
Keith Heavilin, when he moved to Texas,
I get it.
my driver's license expired before I got my Texas driver's license. Okay. So if you come from another state and it doesn't expire, you just hand them yours. They hand you one back. No big deal. Well, I didn't think it was going to be a big deal. I go down there. They're like, oh, no, you got to take the driving test. I was like, what? Like, I have to take the driving test. Are you insane? Like, what are you talking about? So, I mean, I don't know if you guys go to the same one that people from Cordes go to. I guess because you're in Cal Allen. So it's the one that's out there, like, head up to San Antonio, right? So I have to make my appointment. I go out there. You know, you're sitting in like this cattle thing, like, and they're just running you through. They call your number. Okay, you come up. And that's when they tell me, okay, you got to take your, sorry, we can't help you. You got to take your driver's test. Okay, cool. The problem is I still got to drive, or like, I can't not drive for the next 2 weeks until I can get my appointment, but okay, cool. So then I drive out there, by myself, because I didn't have anybody who could take me, because I don't technically have a driver's license at this point, but I drive out there by myself, get in the car with, this, younger Hispanic lady, right? I'm thinking, no big deal. I've been driving at this point for 20 years. So I think I got this, right? I failed my driving test.
You know, I don't think you should feel bad. I think that most of us would. After watching what Evan went through, we're terrible drivers, all of us.
No, I didn't fail because of any reason other than she said I was speeding. And I was like, wait a minute, what? Because she goes, hey, you did great. You did everything great. It was perfect. But I have to fail you. I'm like, what do you mean you have to fail me? She goes, well, you were speeding. And I said, when was I speeding? Because I was like watching this thing like a hawk, right? Because again, that would be the one thing that I would do. She said, it's an automatic fail if you break any laws. Okay, what law did I break? You sped. I said, ma'am, I don't think I did. I was watching it like a hawk. She goes, well, on that last road, that the back kind of alley road that leads back to the driving facility there, she goes, you sped on that road. I was like, are you talking about the road where I asked for permission to get out of my lane because the potholes were so numerous that there was less in the other lane? So I said, hey, can I get in that lane to avoid these huge potholes that are coming up that are going to bottom my car out? She said, yeah. I said, ma'am, how could I have been speeding? There were so many potholes. You couldn't speed on that road. She's like, well, you were. I was like, and at this point, you failed me. So, okay, fine. Like, I'm gonna accept your failure. I said, I'm sorry, you're just wrong. Like, so then I just get like, no, I was like, it's impossible. I said, I dare somebody to go on that road and speed. You would tear because I had a car at the time. You would tear like the underside of your car out. There's no way you possibly could. So my happy ass had to go back again and do it again. But this time, they put a much, much older woman and somebody that was training in the back seat. I was like, oh my God, I'm going to fail this thing again. Like, oh my God. Oh my God. So yeah, my kids don't know the story yet, but my kids are going to get to know that Dad failed his driving test when he was 35.
Was there
I had to wait.
Yeah.
Yes.
Is there a cooling off period? Is there a specific amount of time that you've got to wait?
How mad I was.
Really?
And that woman, she was, to be clear, she was so rude to me the whole time. Like, she was not a nice person. I am fairly certain that was my first instance of being treated differently because of my race. Like, I was like, she was rude as hell to me. And I tried to be nice the whole time. Like, again, because, like, why not? Like, I don't really care. There's no way I'm going to possibly fail this thing anyway. And then I fail it. It was embarrassing.
But maybe she was just grouchy. Maybe she was just a grouchy lady.
I don't know. Maybe. Who knows?
I don't know.
Yeah.
Right.
They all probably are.
Well,
like,
she works at the DMV. I can promise you she's a grouchy lady.
Like, if we're being honest, she was just absolutely hateful. But yeah, I failed.
It happens.
I do have a valid driver's license now, though. So I did go back and pass it.
Well, so does Evan.
Yeah. So, yeah, I mean, at least I didn't fail it twice. So got that going for me.
Well, the first time she failed it for curb checking, and the second time she failed it for speeding. Speeding. The lady was like, since you've just broken the law, we have
for
to
speeding.
End this.
Okay.
She comes back into the office and she's in tears, and I'm like, shit.
I'm telling you, I was watching that speedometer a hawk. I was going under the speed limit the entire time because, again, like, I'm not dumb. If you speed, you're going to get failed. So I was watching it. I was watching it more than I should have been, right? Like, for safety reasons, because I'm like, I don't want to speed. Oh my God, it was so embarrassing. So embarrassing.
Well,
for whatever reason, when I turned 16, our group, I think there was several years where you didn't have to take the test. You just got if you had been through school, you just got your driver's license. Yeah. I didn't have to take the
old
test.
people, they just gave them stuff. It's interesting. No,
I took the test, but I didn't have to do the course. I got out of the course. I showed up for the course. Basically,
you just showed up at the DMV, said, I want my driver's license, let's go.
In the summer. And it was a coach from New Braunfels that taught us. And we go to New Braunfels and we're driving. We did the paper stuff, but it was time to start driving. And we're going through Landa Park. And I don't know if you're familiar with Landa Park, but it's like got all these trees and squirrels and whatever. Anyway, I don't know. There were a lot of squirrels. And you might have to edit it out. I'm not sure, but I'm going to tell the story.
Do it.
So we're driving, and there's the instructor, and then there's two kids in the back, and we're in this little car. And the instructor's like, man, there's a lot of squirrels. I was like, yeah, there's a lot of squirrels. And he says, and he was a coach out of New Braunfels. And he says, I bet you couldn't hit one.
Oh my God.
And I said, I bet I can. And if I do,
watch this.
I'm not coming back to class. And he said, deal. Guys, I nailed the squirrel. The girl in the back, Nikki Parker, screamed and cried all the way back to the school.
Pete is going to have, of course she does leather stuff. She hates animals.
Weeks later, my mom's like, why haven't I had to take you to driver's ed? And I'm like, oh, well, I made a deal with the teacher.
I told her,
and she was so mad. She was so mad at me and mortified. Anyway, I went and took my tests at the place, and I had much lighter. I had not run over any other squirrels since.
That is fantastic.
But yeah.
That's great.
Yeah. That is how that went.
Man, why did my coach not let me do that for driver's ed? I had to take the whole dang thing all summer. Like, that sucked. Yeah, I would have totally taken that bet.
I don't know. Maybe you didn't have the right guy.
Yeah, Oak Ridge, Tennessee.
And I made the bet.
That's great.
Yeah. So, anyway.
That's fantastic.
Yeah.
And why? Your story.
I would not agree.
Sean's a fantastic driver. Would you agree, Randy? Oh, you wouldn't? Okay. Well, what I can tell you is when Sean didn't have a driver's license, and I don't know how often this happened, but I remember times of Sean and I jumping in the old double cab blue and white dually, and in fact, I remember Steve had a conversation with us one morning. Steve needed us to go do. It was something about a fence out at this place that they were leasing in Edroy. And
how old were you?
Steve said,
"How old were you?
Get on the highway.
Right.
Be careful." But we were probably 13 or 14 is what I'm going to guess. And so we drove to Edroy. We took the back roads to Edroy, and I'm thinking the whole time, we're going to get arrested. We're going to go to jail. And But what I also remember about that day is we got to what we were doing, and Sean, we were digging a fence hole. I know that. We got there, and Sean goes, "Oh, I forgot the tampon bar. The tampon bar, after you dig a hole, you put the pole in it, and then the tampon bar is what you pound, and it's the worst job you could possibly imagine. I hate tampon." I was like, who cares, Sean? Nobody wants to tamp anymore. Tamp anyway. And so for a long time, I was digging this hole, looking around for Sean. I don't know where Sean went, but he was so disturbed that he had forgot that tampon bar that he went off somewhere and found a tree limb and had whittled this tree limb down to where we could use it as a tampon bar, because Steve told him, make sure you take the tampon bar.
He is a good driver.
So that's what I remember about Sean.
He will do it right.
He's going to do a job. He's going to do it right.
He is a detailed person.
And that started very young.
Everything is going to be just so. I cannot make him a sandwich. I cannot fold his clothes. I can't do any. I can't. No, because it's got to be a certain way. And I'm like, really? I don't want to do that. You do that. So no, he is a good driver. He's just an aggressive driver. I don't love that. Yeah.
Nothing wrong with aggressive driving.
Yeah. I'm sure that's right. I haven't ridden with Sean in a long time, but yeah,
which is weird. He's a very calm
I'm sure that's
person.
Right. That's his personality.
Yeah. No. So speaking of him, he is my biggest critic and my biggest cheerleader, all in the same. So I would have to say, like with Indigo Lane, any success I have or any quality I've got has so much to do with him, because he would come home for years and I would make stuff and I'd be so pumped to show him this thing I made, and he would go, it's wrong right there.
That's funny.
Or whatever. And it would make me so mad, and I'd be like, you're just terrible. You're just a terrible person. But he was right.
That's funny.
He was right. He was right. He was never going to tell me, he was never going to pat me on the head and go, good job, for a job not well done. And now he's like, okay, Knuckles, you're killing it. This is good. What you're doing is good.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's funny.
Yeah.
That's great. That's really
Clay, cool. What news do you have for me today?
Gosh, I don't know. I've been kind of, distracted. Oh, well, okay. I got a call from the shop where I had to take my haul truck. You got a call from them, knowing that the injection pump was probably shot. And so whoever answered the phone yesterday said, hey, it's the garage is on the phone. So I just picked up the phone and I said, just go easy on me. And the guy says, I can't go easy on you on this. This is $11,000. Oh, yeah. Yeah. So, I said, all right, let me process this a minute. And so I walked back and talked to Renee, my one of my main guys back here, and he said, "Look, I get
there
it.
You go.
And that shop is good. We can do it.
A fraction.
We can do it. I know where to get the parts, and we can do it for it's still it's still a pretty good chunk.
I was about to ask you how good your insurance company was.
$11,000
thing just rolled off into the ocean.
Yeah, I was sweating that one.
It rolled off the ramp into the water, and I don't know. It was just weird.
That's a good question. I don't know.
Speaking of, so
I wish I had insurance that would cover that kind of thing.
On the island. Two times I've seen people drive into, they think at night, they turn the corner and they think that it's more parking lot, and they just drive down into the water. So one time it was during So both times.
Oh, wow.
So Seashore does their fundraiser there. One time was during the fundraiser. It was raining really hard outside and they couldn't see, and they just drove in. And my father-in-law happened to be standing right there and had to jump in and open doors and get people out as the car just continued to sink. And then we were talking about it the next year, the night before the fundraiser, a truck did the exact same thing, drove right in, goes, I mean, just, if you don't put it in park, it just keeps rolling until it, goes as far as it's going to go. And those things, I mean, talk about being done. I mean, they're done, right? You're in saltwater. It's over.
Done.
It's over.
Done.
So, yeah, I mean, I'm not saying you should do that, commit insurance fraud, but,
Yeah. Well, this is also a byproduct of that guy that put the diesel exhaust fluid in the fuel tank. That was in we.
There you go. It lasted a while.
I had to figure out when that was the other day. That was in February, so
have you told Randy what happens when
I guess I've just been lucky. It lasted
process of
a
hiring?
while. I don't know why.
Have you told Randy what happens when you skip and go around the hiring process?
Say that again. I'm sorry. When you go outside, all right. So Randy, when I need a position filled, I tell Keith, "Hey, do a job search for me," and he does, and he finds very, very, very good people.
Somehow,
this guy went around that system, and and
it wasn't good.
He was constantly
because he's like, "You're never gonna believe what happened. You're never gonna believe what happened."
3 months later,
why did you hire him?
No.
Then he puts diesel exhaust fluid in the fuel tank.
Right there.
It wouldn't admit it either.
Hiring's hard. Training people is okay, but when they're the kind of person that doesn't accept responsibility,
drives me nuts.
No. So Keith, I need a seamstress.
Done.
Find me a seamstress.
Done. That's easy.
Okay.
That's easy.
Preferably a woman. I do have one man that works here.
Sure.
But we're a group of ladies.
Well, I'm gonna go out on a limb here and say women are better employees than men are as a whole. They just are.
Well, but in defense of our one guy, Servando, that works here, he's wonderful.
Yeah.
Y'all, I don't know if he's terrified.
I'm sure he is.
I don't know what the deal is, but he comes to work and he stands at his station for 6 hours and cuts and doesn't say a word. And sometimes I think we forget he's here and we say all kinds of stuff. And I'll something will get said and I'll glance over at him and then his eyebrows are going, but he's just
never mind. Got my head down. Head down. Stay safe.
Yeah. Yeah. I'm like, he's probably writing a tell-all
probably.
right now.
He's recording it all so he can use it later. Oh gosh, that's funny. Yeah. No.
Yeah, we need a seamstress.
Hiring for Clay's place is actually not too difficult. It was interesting when I helped Jeff. It was completely different because oil field guys and wanted to see how that worked. But yeah, Clay, that guy, he would deliver tractors to the wrong house. He would just drop tractors off in somebody else's house. How do you do that? It's GPS.
Or
Don't people shock you?
Yes. Always.
The lack of just doing a good job or just people are wild. And I tell my kids all the time, and you'll think about this too, Keith, with your kids. I'm like, listen, all you have to do is show up, do what you say you're gonna do, and you're gonna thrive.
Exactly.
There's very little competition. Just
show
do
up.
your job.
Just show up. Show up and
up. Do what you say you're going to do.
Have some integrity. You win.
Yes.
I mean, it's just not that hard.
100%.
Yeah, it's not that hard.
No. So yeah. So Clay, what do you employ for? Mechanics or?
That's his hardest. And mechanics are hard in general because.
Right.
That's the hard one.
They can make you think that, if you talked to me, I could make you think that I was a car mechanic because I know enough about cars. I've fixed enough. I ran car dealerships. I ran shops. I can make you think that I'm a mechanic, but actually doing it without having YouTube on the laptop in front of me would be impossible. And hiring that and getting around that it's tough. It's tough.
Yeah. When we interview for a mechanic, I do not do that by myself. I sit there, I'll ask a question or two, but Renee gives me the thumbs up or thumbs down as to whether or not.
Do you have a trial period?
Whether or not they know what they need to know, and
we're going to have a 90-day probation period going forward now that I know that answer, because that is going to be a thing. Absolutely.
Yeah. So I have a trial period.
You have to.
I
just
definitely
put it
have
in
a trial
writing.
period. I never did, but now I do. Because I'm like,
yes,
listen,
okay.
you may hate me and you may suck.
Yep,
I don't know.
exactly.
Like, I need to know.
Yeah. It might not work out for either side. So let's have a 90-day probationary period and make sure that this works for all parties involved. 100%.
Right.
Yeah. Yeah. It has been talked about, for whatever reason, the guys that we end up hiring, or the people that we end up hiring, tend to be, I love everybody here. Everybody's great and know their job, whether it's the girls up here with me or the guys in the back. But we get swamped. We don't have enough of the people that I love around here.
Yeah, I mean, I
especially
love
in
my
that
ladies.
shop.
We were just talking about it this morning, and I think with small businesses, the way it has to go, especially if the owner's kind of leading the charge, these people got to get in your pocket. Yeah. They've got to be able to have an intuitive nature with you, and I mean, I love my ladies. They're wonderful.
Yeah.
Yeah. So.
All right, folks. I hate to do this, but I gotta jump. Yeah, let's do it.
Shop Indigo Lane.
Randy, plug your website real quick.
LAINE.com. But we're on all the socials. Instagram. We're on Instagram. Indigo.lane.co. We're on Facebook.
Go ahead.
Those are more up to date than the website. And then also, if you just want to FaceTime,
FaceTime,
find my information on the internet.
It's always an option. That's awesome. Randy, thanks for coming on. I appreciate it.
Real good.
Cool.
Awesome.